very big platform. All the bloggers are here. This is going international. In your opinion, what do you think we could have done better last year?
Okay, so like Nabil rightly said, not just us. I think generally our biggest problem in Ghana, or with events especially, the finest auditorium that we have would definitely be the Accra International Conference Center.
Right.
And you know how it gets, especially with December when they're back-to-back bookings and everybody's trying to have an amazing concert. The fact that prior to Rapperholic, there's a major concert happening at the conference center.
Right. That's on
always,
the 24th.
Yes.
Yes.
So it always has a lot of effect on us as well, because then we need to wait for the organizers of the event to tear down their setup before we can come in as well. So it's been our biggest
challenge.
Yes. But then again, we're happy to announce that this year we're moving out of that space. Hopefully, we might possibly even have the auditorium a day before, and we'll be able to do the setup. I mean, previous Rapperholics, you always have people queue up as early as 4 or 5. So we're guaranteed that people come in very early. But then one thing we're taking very seriously this year is the fact that if our setup is completely done ahead of time, we can allow people come in, pick a seat, enjoy their time before the show actually kickstarts. So we're happy about that. I feel like that would be one of the major things that would move us out of the phase that we were in the previous years, because it didn't happen one time, it didn't happen 2 times, it happened a number of times, and it was the same problem that we were facing. But hopefully this year it will be a greater experience, especially with the people that come out to enjoy Sarkodie on the night. So we're excited, and I feel like with that out of the way, there shouldn't be any major obstacle.
Right. Okay, Sak, do you want to come in now before I go to Auntie Cynthia? His microphone, is it on?
What?
He says the boss is first. Okay, so Auntie Cynthia, you're very new. Thank you. You are very new on this project for 2019, and I'm very excited because yes, you are business advisor. You handle everything when it comes to the business side for Success Music. If I'm very wrong, you can go ahead and correct me. But I'm very interested in why you are part of this year's concert, Unstoppable Rapperholic, Unstoppable 2019. I want to understand what your role is going to be and how it's going to impact a very fantastically successful Rapperholic 2019.
I think I started off earlier saying that I'm his biggest fan. And if I told you that I've never been physically present for a Rapperholic concert, would you believe it? I've never been physically present.
I've never seen you.
The reason is that children live abroad, so Christmas, I usually am away. This year I'm actually spending Christmas here.
Okay.
So I've been a keen observer of Rapperholic from a distance, and also probably one of the keenest critiques of it. When you're close to a brand, as I am with the Success brand, you're very protective of the brand. And I also sit in a position because a lot of my and Sarkodie's fan base is very broad, huge. Okay, I've had people, literally last year, colleagues of mine at the bar, people in corporate Ghana, literally speaking to me about what was going on because their children. I had one family say to me, their 6-year-old son has never been allowed to watch a concert, but was allowed to stay on and watch Rapperholic. So that goes to show you that it's got a very wholesome appeal. As a mother of 6 myself and somebody who's interested in entertainment, it's important that we accommodate everybody who's a fan of Success. So I think for me, what I want to achieve this year is to open it up for people who would not normally attend concerts, to sit in the corners of their room, to come in and enjoy that experience. Because, you know, the problem with the brand is that, and it happens in any brand cycle. I'm a lawyer by nature, but I'm also a business strategist. And this is what I notice. When a brand is growing, there has to be the appropriate infrastructure to accommodate the growth. And clearly, they've all said what the issue is. And because we haven't had the right infrastructure, it gets to a point the brand gets suffocated because there's not much room. So the fans are growing, start off with 1,000 people coming, now you have 3,000, 4,000, and you don't have the appropriate venues to do it and all of that. He's rightly said, when it comes to the production, even with the limited resources that we have, looking and watching online, and my kids will attest, and one of my kids is here will attest, I continually scream at the beauty of what I'm seeing. And it's time Ghana sells its craft to the world. Right? And the way we're going to do it is ensure that the production is on point. Because we can't assume that success or Rapperholic is being watched by people in Africa only. There are people in Japan who are watching. And I think the experience must be shared. So as a mother of the brand, one of the biggest fans, you know, you don't criticize without offering your support. So I'm like, look, what can I do? So I remember, I think the day after I called him, I'm like, look, dude, we are going to have to. He said, I know. I said, can I come in? Let's all sit down. Let's, you know, and they've done an amazing job. I'm not here to add anything, but just moral support and a little bit of experience and direction in getting this to move to the next level.
Before I go to Eddie, this is the year of 10. The whole world is looking at us, and in December, the influx of people from the diaspora is going to be crazy. Listen, we started checking out for accommodations for some of our friends abroad.
There's no accommodation.
Apartments are done. No matter how expensive they are, hotels are booked and everything. Now, BET Awards takes place and is streamed worldwide. Everybody knows about it. Even before the first award is given, Twitter is buzzing and everything. This is the year of return.
It is.
How are we reflecting Rapperholic 2019 out there for the world to see? Is there any system?
You're in that for an experience, and I think I'll leave the production team to talk a bit more about that. What I can say to you and assure all of you is that we are going to go to every length we can with the support of all of you, projecting the good news of Rapperholic Ghana to the world. Okay, it's time we sell our nation to the world. And the way we do it is to come together, look at the difficulties and the weaknesses in the system, but let's say, look, let's all come together, support the brand, and move it to the next level. Now with this nomination, I mean, come on now. You can't go in and look. I mean, the pressure is on. Right? I think from yesterday, the pressure has been big.
So timely.
Yeah, so it's time.
Okay, so quickly before I come to Sack himself, Eddie, okay, so you are in charge. You're also part of the production team, Team A, but I know you deal with lighting. Did you have any major challenges last year with lighting?
Thank you very much. We do. Yes, last year we have challenges for setup.
Okay.
Because the conference center is like how it just said, it's booked day in
a day before,
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So we don't have a day to set up and program every light that we have. We have to have a rehearsal and do a night show like the night before. We have a nice rehearsal, night show, then we're all happy. We go home, we come back again, then we sort about we can't get these things over here. We thought this year, the new venue we are moving in, to have a day for rehearsal show. So this time, you see Unstoppable, that we are all aging to see Unstoppable show this year.
Sarkodie is one person who is crazy or very, very particular about his lighting. When he says "ha," the light must turn in one direction. When he does something, you know those moves that he does. When he brings the mic up and he does this with his nose, the lighting must change. So hopefully, we are praying and hoping that 2019 we'll see amazing stuff with lighting on the set. Bro Michael,
Cook,
how are you?
everything's good.
2019.
Yes.
How has it been for you?
So far, I think it's been good.
Okay.
It's been good. Personally, I want to do stuff for myself, not just music. So, which I'm working on. But music-wise, hopefully, you know, I know the fans want more. But I'm excited because normally when I have enough product, I'm in a good mood. You know, and that is the new project that I have, Black Love, which already we have 3 singles. Can't Let You Go, featuring Can Promise. You have
Do
Lucky,
You?
Yes, Do You featuring Easy, Lucky featuring Rude Boy, and a lot serious bangers coming, and that puts me in a good space. I feel good about myself musically, so I can say like so far, though there's more that I'm about to drop, it feels good that I have more to drop, that I have what to do. So it feels good.
You have become unstoppable, really. How do you feel about the latest BET nomination?
So when I saw it, this is quite crazy because if you watch or you go back on YouTube to listen most of my interviews that I have with people, especially with international, you know, platforms, and they ask me, why do you still stick to rapping in G? I keep explaining that it's a cheat for me to try to battle you in your dunk, because you have, even though I have the technique to beat you, you were brought up in that, and that is not right. And then it's just narrative. People always say that
the best rappers are in America. Who says that? It's a team that said it. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Grammy would say this is the best musician. Or Miss World would say she's the most beautiful person in the world because of those who contested.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
So I always believe that art, there is always levels to it. There are certain people that I see them and I know they're good, but technically I know I can do better. So for the longest, I made up my mind that my lyrics was going to appeal to my people, that's Ghanaians, but my delivery, my flow will have to appeal to the masses,
Right.
that's the world. So when I saw the nomination, this is something that proves what I said, and
Right.
it's true.
Right.
Because, let me brag for a second, when I look at the whole category, I feel like it was...
The names in there, right?
No, when they said flow,
Flow,
the thought of me, even if they don't give it to me, the thought was from Sarkodie.
I know, right?
When you listen to me and you're not a Ghanaian, the feedback I get is, I don't understand what he's saying about the flow. So that is my strength as an artist, and then for me to be nominated, and it's the first time, it's history, whether you win or not. The first time they introduced it, that's why I think I was in the thoughts when that came up, you know. So yeah, it's a great feeling.
Great. Rapperholic started in 2011. We missed only one, so this is the 7th one. Last year when you came on stage, I think for a few minutes, you were trying to get adjusted to the whole, okay, Rapperholic 2018. There was a part of the show when I was soaked in sweat, I was dripping. I saw you dripping, even though you were clad in all black, your Yeezy type of, you know what I mean? There was a moment where there was a certain look on your face. It was captured everywhere. It made the rounds on social media. What was going through your mind?
That day, when I got on the stage and I felt the heat, I was like, it's happened to me before, way back when I used to do like shows around Ghana. I think we went to somewhere, I think it was T Poly or somewhere, one of these universities, and on my 4th or 5th song, I was saying in my head, because we had that type of auditorium with no fan, no AC.
Nothing at all.
And normally the fans, as much as, you know, we are all feeling the heat, I don't know where they get the energy from, because they don't stop enjoying themselves.
We don't walk away either.
But me, the first song, I was saying in my head, how am I going to go through this? You know, because it felt like the 10th one. Like, it felt like I performed for like an hour.
Right.
That's just the intro,
right.
You know. But as particular about with when you're watching me, I don't want you to have any thoughts in your mind and feel like something is going wrong.
Right.
So I try my best to not let you feel any, you know, I don't want you to feel what I'm feeling.
Right.
So I snap out of it. I think, and then I get it out, and I just get it done. But it was a tough decision to make. I was like, God, you need to come in. This one is really serious. It's tough, but I did it. Yeah.
Did you think people were going to accept the idea of Rapperholic 2019 because of what happened last year? Did you think that we're ready for it this year?
Yes, because I'm the one who was always a bit skeptical, not necessarily because people will come or people will not come or people want it or don't want it. It's more about me. It's more about the artistic side of me. If I don't have material, I don't really like to perform.
Right.
So when I knew that I was going to drop Alpha, I was going to drop Black Love, you know, it felt right. You know, so that's what I normally look at. I don't look at the fact that people are going to patronize or not, because I think to me, God being so good, it's always has the same anticipation, the same love from the crowd. So I know it's going to be the same back. We need to make sure that when they come, not just because they love it, we're going to take advantage of it and just show up and come and dance and just move. You know, I'm very particular about that. I want to keep the fans, and that's why even with my work away from stage, I make sure that I go in super extra hard. At this point in my career, I couldn't take shortcuts, you know, just do some mediocre videos, just do whatever I want to do. But I feel like the fans are putting you on a certain level that you need to match up to. And that's the same with Rapperholic. The expectation is higher and I need to take it higher. So it feels like I have good content, and that's most important to me. So I'm all hyped up for it and I can't wait.
Okay, because you can't wait, let's get straight into it. What's your idea for Rapperholic 2019? Yes, of course, I know it's unstoppable, but when you think about it, top of your head, what do you want to see that night? What do you want to give the fans? You're the product, they are the consumers, or we are the consumers. What do you want us to consume that night?
I want a show that if it was me being in the audience, I want to say wow, wow, and look amazed, surprised at the stage throughout the whole performance. I really want that wow factors. Like, I don't know what my people are planning for me. They told me bits and pieces of it, but I always know that my team always pulls something very incredible off. But as an artist, I'm looking forward to have a show where I know it's always hard. It's back to back every year, so you kind of feel like, what are you going to do different?
Right,
You know,
right.
even myself, I'll ask myself, but I know what I see. I can't explain to you, but something very different from what you guys have experienced.
Right. Okay. Anything you want to add before I go back to Kojo?
I think when I started, I know when I came around, I went to greet, but I think I need to do it formal. I want to say a big thank you to each and everyone that got here today, took time from your busy schedule to come to this lunch. And through the years, the support that you guys have been giving me, I just want to say, you know, maybe I might not post it on Instagram or tweet, but I really do appreciate each and every one and the support you've given Sarkodie, not just through Rapperholic, but my whole career. It took me a very long time to realize. I tweeted, I think yesterday, about me growing to understand that no one actually, a lot of people don't really hate Sarkodie.
Yeah.
It's that they care that much to always try to put you on that,
Right.
get you on track.
Right.
You know, so I had to like take time to understand that, and I appreciate everyone that came in here today. And God bless you.
Okay, so on that God bless you note, Kojo, last year I know you had a problem with the audience, ticketing and all that. It took me 3 hours before I was able to do the red carpet. It was supposed to start at a certain time.
You know what, let me add this. So Rapperholic, if Sarkodie is going to grow old anytime soon, you know, or have any sicknesses or something, it was back off from Rapperholic, you know why? My team works so hard, but you guys should see what goes on behind the scenes before, you know, you guys see what you guys see.
Yeah.
You will applaud us every second because
Yeah.
it's really, really hard, especially because it's me and I want detailing. These stages you're seeing, you really have to go in like 100 to put it up.
Yeah.
So they go through a lot, and we always have to, like someone like Kojo, we always have to build our friendship back after Rapperholic, because
After the fights.
every 23rd, 24th, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year, I'll be mad at him and he'll be back around the 8th. Yeah, but they've been doing good. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so Kojo, back to you. I remember it took me almost 3 hours to just even start the red carpet. And when I started and I was trying to call people onto the red carpet, people were so upset and so mad because number one, people with rightful VIP or VVIP tickets were not even getting seats to sit down, number one. I remember the conference center door broke. They broke it down and nobody was, and we literally had to beg people just to come on the red carpet and smile. And the only time people started calming down was when the door was broken, they got in, and now it was just haphazard. Anybody sat anywhere. And before I came here this evening, I was on Twitter. I was checking out what people were talking about the 2019 Unstoppable, and I saw someone say, I hope this year tickets will be available online and will be bought way before the time, and seating will be respected.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen?
Okay, so over the years, having worked at our only Apollo and everything put in one conference center, we've had a lot of challenges, and let's give credit. Conference center has really served us well, but that's why it's a conference center. It was built for conferences.
Right.
If you see all those bulky chairs in there, those chairs are screwed to the floor. You can't let it out. Those doors that are there for other event centers, you don't have glass sliding doors like what you have in the banks in front of entertainment centers. You have turnstiles that people buy tickets. They show their barcodes, and it just swells, and you can get in there nicely and all that. We've been having some challenges over the years because you have less than 12 hours to pull up like a very, very good show, and the challenge takes a toll on all of us. And as Zach said, every single time we are fighting behind the scenes, but we are fighting because we love the fans and we want to give the fans a great experience. And for this year, we are putting together the best ticketing system that you are going to see in Ghana. I can promise you that. We are using technology that will allow us to be able to have 25 people walk through in a minute. We're using.
Say that again. We're going to have a system where 25 people can walk through at the same time?
Yes, within a minute.
Okay.
Yes, we are applying very, very, very good technology that we have actually discovered, and we are going to have it for Rapperholic. Ticketing is going to go on sale from the 1st of October, and it's going to go on sale online first for anybody who has their money ready, using all the social media platforms to be able to buy. And when you buy, you'll get notification on your phone that you can redeem your wristband at the entrance and be able to have a walkthrough, you know, and go and get your seat. We are also going to make sure that the gates are open early enough, so you will find very little queue outside the doors. So virtually when you walk in, you will just be walking in to take your seat, and you're not going to have the long, lengthy queues that people complain about all the time. And one thing that I must also say is that for this year, the experience will start from the doors. For this year's Rapperholic 2019, it's going to be at the Grand Arena at the Conference Center. And for those of you who don't know the Grand Arena, Grand Arena is the new dome at the Conference Center where the VGMA was held. It's a 4,000 seater capacity venue with state-of-the-art facilities that is going to make us have a better show this year. So it's coming up at the Grand Arena at the Conference Center. And yeah, we're going to be able to put up a fantastic show like we've always dreamt of in a better facility.
Does that mean there would be only 4,000 people in attendance? Or we can only contain 4,000?
It's a 4,000 seater venue, so we're going to stick to it like we've always been doing. There are a lot of things that allows us to control access. If you know Conference Center, it's a public facility. People have been at the gate when staff have come at 10 o'clock to say they are going to their offices. It's a public facility. I don't own the facility. If they are going to their office, I have to allow them to come in there. But with a facility like where we are talking about, which is only for that particular reason, we can lock the doors and allow people who have the right ticket to come in. We've had times where people think that we've oversold tickets. We've never oversold tickets, except that there are so many assets at Conference Center that we don't control because it is a public facility. And so we've had challenges with people thinking that they've got VVIP seats and they come in and it's all gone and they are seeing people sitting down there. It's been a challenge because there have been so many leakages in terms of access that we are not able to control because we don't have 100% control over the facility. But where we are going, they are limited access. We can control each one of them, and it's purposely built for events like that. So
so I'm coming to you in a second, but Sak, there are people who love you, especially in the corporate world. You have a lot of elderly people who also very much love you, but sometimes they go like, no, Rapperholic concert is for the kids, we don't want to come. Is there anything you're organizing this year, maybe a pre-Rapperholic party or something, where people who want to get up close and personal with you can actually feel you and experience you even before the big day?
Yeah, it's been a part of our plans. I don't know if you saw there was this
Can we please have some silence? I think the noise in the back is getting overbearing. Thank you.
I had this gathering called the Highest Feast that I had. Mama C was there. So actually, what you're talking about has been something we've been debating as in a team. That's what we brought Mama C on board, you know, to handle that. Because, you know, she controls that sector. So she knows how to like involve us and then them, because she understands us and then them as well. So to merge the two.
Okay, so then it's right that I come to you. So like I was saying, there are so many people like yourself, elderly people who love the label, who love who he is, and they wouldn't want to come that day to the concert because of, I mean, all the reasons, younger people and all that. So I asked him if there's going to be probably a party before the day where people can feel him, experience him, and like just hang out with him.
I think the misconception that people our age or older don't want to come to concerts is actually wrong.
But we don't
it's not because they don't want to hang out with younger people. I think the key issues for them is security. The space, the access, what is perceived as chaos sometimes. I've had a lot of people who want to attend Rapperholic.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I personally will be at Rapperholic with all my 6 children.
Right.
At a table with friends of mine. We all enjoy music. People want to be there. I would rather, yes, we definitely have the highest feast events before,
Okay.
but what I would want to see, and this year being the beginning of this, would be on Christmas Day, which is supposed to be family day.
Right.
That Rapperholic becomes an institution when it comes to entertainment in this country at Christmas. That look, we can all come together, families, people from all walks of life,
Right.
and experience amazing music.
Fantastic.
That's what I want to see. But definitely having a corporate event before, the team will definitely talk about. May I also acknowledge George Quay, who's
I
here,
see
also a
him.
member of the team, just to make sure that I was trying to see if I could get a chair here. But
I could get up because I'm coming into the crowd already to take
George,
some
George,
questions.
please join us on the stage.
George.
Put your hands together for George.
Yes. A round of applause for George Quay. He
George
is
is a
part
new
of the
member of the
production team for Rapperholic 2019. Okay, so is it okay? Is the floor open for questions
Yes,
now?
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
who wants to ask the very first question?